Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of Nat 21's Goblonia Polar Expresscapades. Mother flippin' goblins on a mother flippin' train. Holiday Extremaganza. That's right, my friends. This is part 2 of a two-parter. You're going to find out how this adventure ends tonight. We have an actual cliffhanger. That's right, my friends. We left the party right there on the edge of a cliff with an avalanche coming down the mountain. Will they save the kids in the train? Do we even know? We haven't even gotten to the train yet. Once again, this is a brand new role-playing game by Turk, an amazing game designer, and it is our pleasure to bring you this playtest version of Goblonia. Go on over to our Patreon and you can find further information about the game.
Can you put my name and lights up there? Hey folks, my name's Robert Turk. I am the author and designer at Wicked Clever Games. And today on Nat 21 Adventures, we are playing my game, Goblonia. Now, Patreon subscribers, Nat 21 Adventures has a Patreon. I, Robert Turk, have a Patreon. If you're part of the Patreon, you can download the character sheets for the characters that are playing in this game and sort of follow along and see their paths and all of that. You can also get the quick start from your Patreon subscription that kind of gives a brief overview of the game. Goblonia, the role-playing game, does not use any dice at all. Instead, it uses a regular deck of playing cards. Everybody playing the game is going to need their own deck to play. The face cards represent the fair folk, and these cards do bad things when you play them. The jokers represent the goblins. That one does good things when you play it. The cards in Goblonia play a lot like poker. Pair of twos. Pair of eights beats a pair of twos, so this hand would fail. But how do you know how many cards to draw? That's where a character's stats come in. Every character has a profession and 6 paths, with ranks in them. Bash, Figure, Finagle, Scram, Tinker, or Wheedle. Buzzy is a cook, skilled at tinker. So for her action, she's going to try and make a fancy cake. For every test, you always draw 1 card, 1 because her profession applies, and 2 more for her tinker. The Weaver almost always draws 3 cards. However, on a test, a player can risk an injury and throw out as many cards as they don't want and replace those with new cards. Buzzy's going to risk an injury, toss out that 4 and that 2, and draw 2 new cards to replace them. Now she has it. A pair of 9s beats a pair of 5s. Buzzy would succeed in her test. Every character also has the ability to spend squibs, little bits of goblin magic. Spend 1, you draw 1 more card. That's the basic mechanics for Goblonia. Enjoy the show. If you want to dig in deeper, we're actually in the final phase of beta playtesting for this game, Goblonia. And you can sign up at wicked-clever.com to download the full free beta test playtest documents. So you get the entire game. Now, it doesn't have art, it doesn't have editing, it's still playtesting, and things are going to change. But you can get the entire game for free, play it at your own table with your friends, see what it's all about, and give us feedback if you like. So, on with the show. welcome back to Nat 21 Adventures and Wicked Clever present Polar Expresscapades, Mother Flippin' Goblins on a Mother Flippin' Train, the Please Don't Sue Us Holiday Extremaganza Supreme, Part 2. In Part 1, our goblin heroes escaped from the city of Goblonia by disguising themselves as miners, like with the light and a big wheelbarrow of cheese. So they used the cheese to bribe the rest of the miners as they snuck away to blow up the train tracks so that they could get on board a train and rescue the little brats that are off to the mines to be slaves of the fair folk. We rejoin our group right as the explosion goes off. They're fighting off some trolls, or really just confusing them, and the snow from the avalanche is about to cover them all. In today's adventure, we have a couple different players. We've got Squidge.
Hi.
That's Squidge.
I'm Squidge.
That's Squidge.
That's me.
We've got Buzzy Freebo.
That's me. I'm a cook.
There we go. We've got Ermagert.
I'm a rock.
We've got Barnacle.
Ahoy, mateys. I be a fishmonger.
And we've got Reshot.
Well, hello. If you have any interesting objects you'd like to throw in the sewers for me, I'll be picking it up later.
All right. So, like I said, the snow is falling. Not because it's like a winter-themed anything. It's because you blew up the friggin' side of the mountain. The train tracks are all twisted up. And to recap, Part 1 of your mission, escape the city. You all did that. Part 2, intercept the train. We haven't quite done that yet. Part 3, rescue the kids. Part 4, blow something up. So you've got 1 and 4 done. 2 and 3 still in there. Because this is a new session, I have instructed all the players to go ahead and reshuffle the deck of cards that they're using. This game does not use dice. It uses a regular standard deck of playing cards. So everybody reshuffles the cards. Everything else stays the same. If you had injuries on your sheet, those are still there. Any squibs that you had earned last time, those are still there. And we are still in what's known as the dramatic scene. So we're still taking turns as we start this off. Big explosion goes off. Trolls are knocked backwards on their butts. One troll totally obliterated. Reshot has managed to save himself by slurping into the bowl of a tree. And Squidge dives out of the way. Buzzy and Barnacle, you all were far enough away from the explosion. And Irma just made this awesome explosion go boom. All right. You got true trolls on your butt. Whoever has an idea of what they want to do, you can start us off.
I have an idea.
All right, Squidge, you're up.
Are the trolls are they up and looking around yet?
Not yet. They're pretty stunned.
Okay.
So trolls to begin with, they're about 12 to 15 feet tall. These are on the shorter side. These are some more rustic trolls. They're not off fighting in the army. They're like scouts in the wood. One of them has a deer strapped to his back. The other has some rope and some pouches on him. And they've been blown backwards on their butts. They're not the smartest. So right now the trolls are looking around like, what the heck just happened?
Are there any recognizable pieces of troll in the rubble?
There are if you want them to be.
Yeah,
So
I would like one that is definitely recognizable as a troll part, but also that I can hold, like I can pick it up and wave it around.
whatever part of the troll you are waving around, go for it.
You're gonna let me decide which part it is.
Which part? Yeah.
I want to see where this one goes.
Oh boy! Oh,
Describe what you do.
oh jeez! All right, I'm gonna take the high road here, and I'm gonna. There might be kids watching. I'm gonna take like a piece of like a slice of troll ear, mouth, neck.
Oh, yeah, that's way better for the kids.
So yeah, like dismembered slice of troll face. And I'm gonna stand on top of the highest part of the rubble and wave it at the other troll and be like, "Yeah, buddy, you want this to happen to you? You better get out of here."
All right. So you're threatening the trolls with the body part of the other troll.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That sounds like it could be Weedle. It could also be Bash because you're directly threatening. I'm gonna shred your face with explosives if you don't skedaddle.
Let's go with Weedle.
Okay. All right. So Weedle.
Uh-huh.
There was a penalty because of the Jack, but that's expired because this is a new round. So yeah, you're gonna draw your Weedle plus 1 card for the test. And there's really no bonuses there.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
No
Right.
bonuses for like troll parts or. I'm kidding. I really
All
wasn't pushing for that.
All right. So,
All right. Here we
gotta beat
go.
pair of 9s.
Oh, crap.
Ooh.
You have a queen and a 10.
Uh-huh.
Redraw the
All right.
I would like to get rid of the queen.
Okay. You're taking a risk? You're risking an injury to get rid of your queen.
Yeah.
Hoping to draw another 10.
Or
I
another.
put the wrong one down. Okay. Next card is worst shuffle ever.
All right. So this is the first time this has happened in the game. You took a risk on the test and you failed.
Uh-huh.
So you do take an injury from that. You drew a queen, which is also an injury. So you've taken 2 injuries here.
Ow.
The trolls are not intimidated by you at all.
Dang it.
But you get to describe what happens here because you're taking 2 injuries. So you are the narrator at this point. What did you just do?
Okay. As I tried to intimidate them while shaking this hunk of troll at them, there was my voice cracked, and there was actually like a beetle hanging on, maybe munching, having some breakfast, and it was eating the troll, but then it bit my finger, and I said, "Ow!" I ran away, and I wasn't very intimidating at all.
All right.
And now
That's
my
it.
hand's covered in troll gross
All right. And beetle bite.
and beetle bite,
Yes.
and I hate
That-
it.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, Squidge stands up, threatening the trolls, cries out in pain, and runs away. Who's next? All right, Barnacle.
Since they're pretty much right in front of me, right?
Yes.
And they fell down on their backs. I'm going to whip out some of my fishing line
Mhm.
and run up and around their probably their toes, because their feet and ankles are probably too big. But like 2 of their toes, in the hopes of making him fall over when he tries to stand up. And hurt
Okay,
himself.
so are you tying one troll's toe to the other troll's toe?
Oh yeah, that's even better. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I
This is either Tinker, you're using your tools to create a trap, or it is Finagle. You're setting up it doesn't matter to you, does it?
No. Tinker sounds good. Makes sense.
All right. So it's a Tinker test.
Okay, and so I just get 1 card, and then I get a card for the Tinker, and I've got 2 squid left, so I'm going to go ahead and spend a point of squid.
Well, before you spend a squib, this
Oh.
I think does fall very much in being a fisherman.
Yeah.
And using your fishing line to tie up bait. So I'm
Yep.
going to give you your profession for this one.
Okay,
So
yeah, I'll
you
even
have
throw a
card.
couple lures with hooks in there
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So you get a card from your profession. So you got Tinker, you've
Okay.
got your profession, and you've got the regular one for the test. Now,
All right,
if
we'll
you
just go
still
with
wanna-
3 then.
Okay.
3 cards.
All right.
I don't even know what I have. What do I have?
Looks like a 2,
No.
a 4, and a 6.
Not so good.
You got to beat a high card of a 10.
Well, let's.
Ooh.
I can discard any number of cards.
You can't. You're risking an injury. So
For each card? Or
nope, just total.
might as well discard them all. There's no point. All right, they all go away, and I'll draw 3 more.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
What did you do, Ray? What did
It
you
looks
I
like
beat him. Well, no, where's the ace? I
Queen
beat
and
him,
ace. You did.
but I have a queen and a jack.
So you have a queen and a jack. So you do beat me. All right. So you do manage to tie the trolls together with fishing line. That jack
The
makes
heavy
the
fishing line.
scene more dangerous for everybody. So something's going to happen that is more dangerous for everybody. And that queen, you do take an injury while doing this.
I caught my thumb on one of the fishing hooks real bad, so it's still sticking out of my thumb.
Oh, yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine that. So, but you did get the trolls tied up, all right? You just managed to pierce yourself while doing it. All right. So we got 2 trolls on their backsides tied up with fishing line, one big toe to the other big toe on the other troll. All right. Squidge and Barnacle have gone. Irma, you look like you're ready.
I just want to verify how many trolls are left. 2 or 3?
2 trolls.
2.
One-
And they're on
yeah.
their back.
And
Okay,
they're on
so-
their butts.
I'm going to take a page from Squidge. I'm going to kind of stand behind her. I'm going to cross my arms. And I'm going to shake my head. And I'm going to point. So, where they were laughing at her,
Yeah.
I am going to be like, oh no. And I am threatening them to go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just blew up their buddy, like obliterated him. So, it is threatening. It's a pretty direct threat. And you're not using words at all. So bash works for this. You could also use Weedle if you wanted to.
No.
You're bashing.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
looking scary.
You're looking scary. All right. So that's your bash plus 1 for the test. Are you doing anything that implies you will blow them up if they don't run away?
I can try holding up the piece that she had.
For a match.
Or a
Squishy.
matching piece. The other
and
side of the
squishing it in
fence.
my hand.
Okay.
Check for bugs first.
So that would then
It's
add
like
you.
a very macabre, happy, sad mask.
As long as you start making the mouth move. Hey guys, I'm doing
I
fine
did think
over
about that, but the mouth is like super huge.
Take a hold in the arm there.
All right, yeah. So do I get one more?
Add your profession. Yeah. Yeah. Add your profession in there.
Okay. So I haven't looked at them yet.
That's
Oh.
not
Right?
awesome.
Now, wait, do you still get the pairs even if it's a jack or
Nope. Those are bad cards.
Oh,
so
you
I got a pair of 5s.
oh.
So I'm gonna risk injury by ditching my pair of jacks.
Okay. And
Might
draw
have to get
2
rid of
new
the 4 and
cards.
2.
So now I will only get 1 injury.
Go for that 2-way, right?
I got a pair of 8s.
Well, a pair of 8s will beat a pair of 5s.
Cool. Blah, ba-dee, blah, ba-da, ba-da, ba-
There you go. All right. You have intimidated these trolls.
I learned it from watching you, Squidge.
You did so good.
Irma's standing there just silently
Oh, that's
shaking.
right. I still have that little tiny skull.
Wait, don't you have a troll toe?
Oh, yeah. I still have an ogre toe. Wearing it around my neck. But I can't get it over my head here.
Yes. So the trolls do not stand up and flee. All right. There you have a little more mental fortitude. They have no mental fortitude. They have a little more ignorant fortitude than that. So they are backing up like on their butts. They're not getting up. They're not attacking you. But they don't cut and run crying for their mom.
Yeah. No, I totally have my ogre toe around my neck. Which
All
I
right.
can't over my head.
Around your head.
Got it. I think I got it.
There you go. All right. That's awesome. All right.
You made this.
I know I did ages ago in another life. All right.
All right.
Shot or Buzzy?
So I am going to pop out. I've kind of watched everything that happened, and I'm going to. So we're kind of on the edge of a big kind of a cliffy kind of thing action with the snow and stuff. So I'm going to pop up, try to get myself around the trolls, and then I will once again. They're still on the ground though. So
they are.
I'm gonna take my poker and like just kind of bonk them as I run by them and yell, "I still have your favorite rock!" And I'm going to run and try to like make a curve close to the edge, and so that they'll hopefully follow me to the edge. And using the powers of a sewer-dwelling goblin as myself, and I suppose it's a little slippery, but so are sewers. So
okay,
I'm gonna try to use my solid sewer footing to get really close, but not too far, but far enough that they are in more danger than anyone else.
Sure.
But they're tied together too by their toes, so that
they're tied together.
might fall.
So here's my question for you.
Yes.
Are you wanting to hit them hard enough to hurt them?
No, just getting their attention.
Just getting their attention to follow you.
Yes.
So this feels like finagle.
I will take it.
All right. Okay. So running up to him.
And anything else?
So it would be finagle. It would be the one for your profession, because you talked about how you're using your profession to avoid the ice. And it would be one for the test. And if you want to spend a squib, you can do that to draw another card.
I'm feeling lucky.
All right.
Oh, man.
So you're in luck. You only have to beat an ace.
Oh, but I got a 5 and a king and an 8.
Ditch the king. You gotta ditch the king.
I need to beat an ace, so I'm going to ditch all these cards.
It's back there.
Spend a squib. Spend a squib.
All right, wait. If I use a squib, I can get one extra card out of this, right? And then
Correct.
And then if I deal again,
right?
Then I get 4 cards.
Correct. Yes,
So,
you can
right.
spend a squib at any point, so you can spend a squib now.
I will spend the squib now and see what we have. 5, 7, 8, almost a straight.
Yeah.
Straights are good.
Straights are good. So I will then just dump the king and the 5. Oh, man. Hoping to get a 6 or a 9.
All right.
How about an ace and an 8?
An ace and an 8 versus an ace and an 8 is not a pair. Versus an ace and a 9.
Oh,
So close. So close.
You're gonna get hurt, huh?
I mean,
You are.
historically, aces and 8s, not a good draw. So
Oh yeah, that's the dead man's hand. That's why it sounded familiar.
That's what I remember it from.
There you go.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, you're dead.
So you do take an injury because you risked injury to push yourself on that hand. So you spend your squib and you do take an injury. Something happens here that doesn't go like you wanted. So this is what's not going to happen. The trolls are not going to fall off the cliff because you didn't succeed at the test. But you did get to describe what does happen that ends up injuring you instead.
All right. Well, I will. let's go for it. I run by them whacking them on the head a little bit with my hook, with my fire poker. And as I'm running, I actually catch one of Barnacle's hooks that is still connected to one of them, but I get a little lead time, so I get like, I got your rock, and then pretty close to the edge, but not off the edge. It catches me, and I once again face down in the snow near the edge of the cliff, ripping my toe. Like, ah!
One
All
troll says to the other right about now.
And the rock, his favorite rock, goes tumbling out of my hands right on the edge, the precipice.
He's going to say, I don't think that's a very lucky rock.
That's no longer my favorite rock.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, clearly it is. I mean, it's hysterical. That rock is their comedy of the night.
That rock's comedy gold.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what happened.
Right.
I think we still have Buzzy left.
We do.
Go,
All right.
Buzzy!
Go, Buzz.
All right, so we've got these trolls at like the edge of a cliff, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, they're not. You got reshot at the edge of the cliff. The trolls are a couple of steps away on their butts, watching him.
All right, I'm gonna grab a handful of my cayenne pepper, and I'm gonna run over there and blow some cayenne pepper in their faces.
All
Hopefully,
right.
blind them a little bit, give us a chance for a reshot to run away.
Okay. All right. That that can go as Tinker. You're using your tools, or that can go as Finagle.
I'm gonna do Tinker.
You're gonna do Tinker. Okay.
So is that 3 cards? I get 1 for my profession, and I have 2 in Tinker, so I get 2 for that.
2 for Tinker, 1 for your profession of Cook. That's a great use of Cook, and then 1 for the test. So 4 total cards.
You get an extra
Not
card.
too bad.
1 more card.
Oh, nice. Oh no, not nice.
Oh,
That's all right. Last game we pulled like almost perfect hands. So these were
Yeah.
To make it
It
up
was.
for it.
And I did say something about part of this game is supposed to be about embracing the failure, and you all hadn't failed. So I have a pair of 10s and an ace.
Wow.
oh. All right.
And
Well,
I didn't stack this deck. It's just
I'm gonna risk injury and I'm gonna get all new cards, right? I think that's a good idea.
Well, you can
Keep the
get
ace.
some cards. You can
Yeah,
keep
save that ace.
Yeah.
Oh
hold
yeah,
on to
I'll
the
save
ace,
my
yeah.
ace. That's a good idea. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'm getting rid of these ones.
Yep.
And I get 3 more.
because you already have the injury.
Oh.
Oh man. Well.
That's a straight.
Oh
No?
yeah.
Is it?
It is. In Goblonia, it's a straight. 9, 10, 11. The ace
Oh.
is an 11.
11.
Oh.
Nice.
Because we don't use the face cards to form your hands, an ace is either a 1 or 11, whatever you need it to be. So the card
Yeah.
mechanic is a little bit of poker, a little bit of blackjack, and a little bit of gin all meshed together because that seems like what goblins would do.
Oh, I've got a little bit of gin.
Yeah. So that's actually a
I still
straight.
take an injury, right? Or did I just risk an injury?
You risked an injury. You don't take it. So yes. Wow. Well done. You run up and you blow cayenne pepper, like a big old puff of it, right in their faces.
Uh-huh.
So
Just like in high school.
When you ran through someone else's high school, and
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't go to high school. Not my high school.
yeah, I have no idea what you mean by that, but take a squib for it because
Oh, I forgot I had squibs too. Yeah.
you have squibs. Yeah.
I should do that.
So, the obstacle round here, the threat round, these trolls are now blinded and sneezing, intimidated, and their favorite rock has run away. Their toes are tied together. You've set all of this up like beautifully. Even though people have taken injuries, the trolls are gonna try to stand up. They don't see where they're going. They're after Reshot, who stole their rock. their toes are tied together. So all they've got to do is take one step towards you all, and they fall off of this friggin' cliff.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well,
Right.
everyone, we did it. We accomplished our goal, killing those 3 trolls. Now it's time to go home.
Yeah.
We're so successful.
Wait.
So the train
There
has
was one
started
more
to
thing.
break.
Oh, right.
Right.
I forgot
There's
about
a-
that.
There's a train with some brats on it. You're supposed to rescue them so
Hey,
they
guys,
don't
look,
become
a train.
slaves of the fairy queen Titania.
Oh, right.
That was the mission.
Right.
But
right.
like all actual role-playing games, that's just like what's on the paper. This is what matters. So the train is chugging up out of the trees. You can start to see it. It is climbing this slope, and it does have to slow down as it goes up the slope. It can't go right up it, which is good because it would land in a big mess of explosion. So the train is starting to chug up the slope. You can see that it's slowed down. You can see the front of the train, which is not the caboose, the other end, whatever that part of the train is called.
Engine?
The engine. The engine
I got
is
you.
out of the trees, and the snow above you. The avalanche is starting to come at this point. Yes,
So
Irma.
we are at the top of the hill and the train is at the bottom.
Correct.
Coming
Let
up. So
me
we're supposed
do
to
some
run.
thinking here. If I go like ball like a rock, will I roll down the hill very quickly?
Yes, I'm gonna make you test to make sure you don't whack into something. But
yeah, but I can turn into a rock, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's what do you guys think? If we go quickly, I will roll down the hill as a rock. What do you think,
How
Risha?
How many of us can we fit in the wheelbarrow?
So you could conceivably stack all of you in the wheelbarrow if you're creative about it.
Yes. And
Oh, we
Squidge,
are.
how fast can you? Do we break the wheel off? Wait, do we put the? How do we arrange it so that we can guide it with like the wheel or a rudder or something? Anything? Squid.
I got this. I can definitely do that.
Is it a cart or a wheelbarrow?
It's a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay, so
wheelbarrow.
here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take the wheels off, and we're gonna take the handles off, and each wheel is gonna get attached to a handle. And so on either side, one of us is going to be using that to steer, and then the wheelbarrow itself will just slide because it's snowy and stuff.
So wheelbarrows have one wheel.
Yes.
Oh, right. One wheel will guide us.
Like a
We'll
rudder.
use it like a rudder, exactly.
Yeah. So to make sure
Let me
I
go my
understand the plan, to make sure I understand the plan, the snow is coming down. You're going to take the wheel off, basically turn it into a sled, so you can coast on the avalanche, and and you're turning the wheel into a rudder, so someone can steer this thing as it goes down the avalanche, down the hill, and hopefully coast to a stop where you can jump out of it onto the train.
Or it
Solid.
just goes right onto the top of the train.
Right
That'll be
onto the
bonus
top of the
if,
train.
if we manage that.
This wheelbarrow on that train.
Yeah. I mean, a big damn success would do that for sure.
I will burn every squib to make this happen because I'm so glorious and I like this idea.
My
All right,
jump is
so-
in check.
This uses all of my skills. I'm gonna have a lot of cards.
So it does. So that's where we're
Not
going to
always a
start.
good thing.
Right.
That's where we're going to start. Is we got to figure out Squidge's test. This is Tinker. You got to rig the wheelbarrow like you want it as a sled. So it's Tinker plus 1 for the test, plus 1 for your profession as gadgeteer.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Da, da, da. That's a king of 6
Oh, geez.
9. Okay.
Discard
You gotta
card.
beat-
Having a lot of cards is not always a good
You
thing.
got to beat a
I
pair of
know.
7s.
And
It's
Aaron,
those-
I'm going to
help?
What?
Can I help?
Can you help her Tinker?
I have 1 in Tinker.
You can. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. So that'll be your action in this round.
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
I have Tinker as well.
So
Okay.
I mean,
I would like to help her as well.
okay.
Do
All right.
Get a risk.
since I have
Well,
2
before-
cards in 2 dots in Tinker, can I do 2 cards or just 1?
You draw 1 for teamwork. So before you do anything else, Squidge, Reshot and Irma are going to show 1 card, and you get to add those. So you might be beating this. You've got a 9 and
Ah!
a Jack. That Jack is not good. All right.
So that would give us a pair of 9s.
A pair of 9s beats a pair of 7s.
Yeah.
So
and what does
then
the
it's just a
queen do
matter of-
again?
The queen will cause an injury to you. The king will bong the crisis clock.
So I'll just say this real quick on card strategy here. The way I'm seeing it is you haven't discarded any cards yet, have you, Squidge?
No,
Right.
she is not.
So discard those 2 face cards.
Yep.
You've already got a success and you've already got an injury. Draw 2 more cards.
Or draw whatever cards you don't need, and maybe you'll get the Joker, and it could be a big success.
Or I
Well-
get more queens.
Yeah.
Right. More
just do
cards
the
is not
2.
necessarily a better deal.
Yeah. So draw 2 more cards.
Okay.
You're not going to take the injury from failing because
I made
All
it worse or better.
not necessarily. You made it different. So you do succeed because a pair of 9s beats a pair of 7s. And it was the teamwork from Irma that helped you succeed.
I'm good at tinkering.
All right.
High five.
And
Down
this sort of makes sense because now what you've got is 2 jokers, 2 jacks, which means when I draw a hand, I'm drawing 2 extra cards, which makes sense because sledding down an avalanche is a freaking dangerous thing to do. So, all right. So no injuries, Squib. You don't have to worry about that. You do succeed. You have created a sled and a rudder out of this wheelbarrow. Okay.
If this thing makes it out of here, I'm hanging it on my wall when we get home.
All right. So Squidge, Irma, and Reshot have used their action. Buzzy and Barnacle. One of you needs to steer this thing, or you could steer it together.
It's like a boat.
What do we
Together,
use for
together.
that?
Rudder.
Animal handling.
So it would be Tinker or Scram.
Can I
Tinker.
talk it into? No. Anyway, do you have a good tinker, Buzzy?
I do.
I'll help you.
All right. So Barnacle's assisting.
I'm
Buzzy
packing
is
my pipe
steering
first and
the
putting
tinker.
that in my mouth before helping. That's my
Right.
means of helping.
as the snow is crashing down on you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're gonna draw your Tinker Path.
Yeah.
Plus 1 for the test, and Barnacle's gonna show 1 card.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
All right. Well, he did not hurt you.
You hurt yourself. Right? The king is an injury.
Nope.
Yeah,
the
but does the
king.
Joker
The king
clock.
bongs the clock. So
But what does my
Um,
Joker do?
eats the king, so it wouldn't even bong the clock. However, you got to beat a pair of 6s.
Who doesn't?
But I thought a joker was a
No,
success.
so a joker is not a success. A joker is so if you just had the joker and no king, yes, it's a big damn success. But right now, what that joker is doing is it's murdering that king.
Ah.
Yeah.
What if you
So-
trade
Yeah,
out the
discard.
king?
But
Yeah.
you can discard that king and
Yeah,
try
so
to
I'm
do
going
better.
to do that. I'm going to risk
Okay.
injury.
Now, I would also say you cannot throw out his 3,
Right.
I can't.
All right.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
but you may want to throw out that 8.
Right.
Because-
and keep his 3.
Or so there's 2 things here. One, a pair of 3s is not going to beat a pair of 6s.
Right.
What you don't want is a face card. So drawing 1 instead of 2 might be a better odds of not getting a face card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've already got the success with the joker.
Right.
As long as you don't have a face
As
card.
long as you don't draw a face card.
All right. Well, let's find out.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
But it
That was
doesn't-
confusing, but
Right.
it makes
I
sense.
get it now,
in the
though.
end. Yes. Yeah. So the Joker kills any face cards that you have.
Right.
If you don't have any face cards for it to kill, it's a big damn success.
Hey, big
All right.
success.
So- the snow comes crashing down all around you, on top of you, but with this sled boat that Squidge and Rishon and Irma have made with Barnacle's guidance. Oh no, look out for that tree. And Buzzy steering it in the back. Big damn success. You all slide right down this mountain like it's surfing at the edge of this giant avalanche wave. But it is also a big damn success. So Buzzy, you get to describe what happens.
Oh, here's exactly what happens. Everybody, put your hands up in the air. Ah! Whee! I know we go to the left. Oh no, bump! Ah! And then we slide in all sideways J-turn and we all tumble out, but in like a very dramatic way.
All right. It's exactly what happens, just like Star Trek. Yeah. So, and Buzzy, you also get a squib for your big damn success. So add a squib. All right. And that's what happens. You go woo and woo and woo and over the bump and under the bump and use J-turn right at the train and all tumble out right beside this train as it's slowly going up the hill. So here you are in a pile in the snow, and here is the train. Wait, I guess sideways makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, there's no threat here. I'm not going to say anybody got close enough to get run over by the train. But you need to get on this train. So Irma, I believe. No, Squidge, you went first last time. So what are you doing, Squidge?
I'm gonna hop on the train.
Okay. Are you doing any sort of fancy gizmoing here? I mean, you are an inventor, a gadgeteer.
That's true. But have you ever hopped on a train? You don't want anything in your hands. You want to just like focus and make sure your feet don't go under, grab the rungs or whatever.
Okay. So you do not want to make like a little catapult golem to throw everyone onto the train.
Who's the engineer here? I mean, honestly.
I didn't know I could make them that big.
It would have to do them one at a time.
How does
I could
everybody
throw
feel?
Can I just throw them on the train?
You could.
Yeah. How
Then
does
you gotta
everybody
get
feel
yourself on
about
there.
their ability to jump on a train?
I've never done it before, but I think I could throw you.
Would I be using my scram ability? Because
You can use bash or scram here.
all right. Well, I feel pretty confident that I, as a little tunnel-dwelling scrammer, could find the right spot to leap up onto the wall and then jump into the train at the right moment. I feel like that. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. But
Do we have open box cars, or are we trying to grab onto rungs of ladders, or like the back of a I can't remember
So there
what it's
is
called.
no open boxcar on this train. It's mostly passenger cars. So there's the engine that's already passed you. There's the coal car, which is what is passing you right now. And then there is and then it's passenger cars. There's no lights in the first one, no lights in the second one, no lights in the third one. There are lights on in the fourth one. There's a fifth one that is dark, and then there's the caboose.
Okay.
Irma,
Okay, guys,
can-
we probably should have thought about this as like before, we got here, but I could hang on and grab people as they were running next to the train and pull them on. You can quickly scram onto a train. You could build a thing. Barnacle, you could use hooks, fish hooks. Do we have like grappling hooks that we could all hang on?
I'm going to use my fishing rod and cast, hook onto the train, ride on the rail, and reel myself in.
Okay.
and
That's
I mean,
my
I
plan.
have a large hook on a stick.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So it sounds like you have a way to get everyone on the train except for Buzzy.
I have an idea. I've got rope. I tie rope to the end of his hook stick thing and tie the other to Buzzy.
Before we execute these
I'll
plans,
allow it.
Irma, can you toss the wheelbarrow into the coal cart? Because I don't want to lose the wheelbarrow. I'm attached to it now.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, if she's attached to it, then she's in the coal car now.
I mean emotionally.
Ah!
I mean, you could throw this coal cart. I mean, you can't throw the coal cart. You can throw the wheelbarrow with somebody in it.
I think that too.
That's a good idea.
With
I'll
Squidge.
just sit in it.
All right.
I'll do
So
that.
let me make sure I understand this. Squidge is climbing in the wheelbarrow or never getting out. Irma is throwing the wheelbarrow into the coal car. Okay. Barnacle is going to fish for the train. Reshot is going to use his hook and his tunneling abilities to just grab on. Irma, after she throws, her next action will be trying to grab onto it and also grabbing onto Buzzy? Or is Buzzy doing
Buzzy
something
is tied
else?
to the rope at the other end of Reshot's grapple hook.
So Buzzy is going to ski on behind the train. Okay.
Alongside me.
Nothing could possibly go wrong with this plan. This is flawless.
I am
All right.
Perfect.
very excited to do this.
Okay.
I had a different plan, but this is way better.
Right. So we got a couple of tests we got to do here. I think the first test is Irma. You have to throw Squidge. However, Squidge, you're probably the one that wants to tie this rope.
Okay.
Because Irma's action is throwing you. You still have an action this round. I would suggest you, being the gadgeteer good with your hands, are the one that ties the rope to Buzzy and Reshot's thing. So let's start with that test to make sure you succeed in getting them together.
I'm also going to hold on with my hands.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so
That's
that's
a
gonna
good
be
plan.
1 for the test, 1 for profession, and 3 for my tinker.
That sounds right.
All right.
3 for bash, 1 for the test. Any other cards?
Don't draw yet,
Oh, okay.
Irma. All right, let her do her test first. It looks like a Joker.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And all right, so big damn success. Take a squib. You beat my ace. Take a squib, and you succeed in tying the rope to Reshot's thing. That seems kind of underwhelming for a big damn success. So what else do you manage to do here, Squib, with the rope?
Tied
And it
to
doesn't
the
have to,
wheelbarrow.
I'm gonna hey Buzzy, check it out. This is gonna be awesome. And I do a really sweet shibari kind of like it's just in case like you fall down or something, it's like armor. It's gonna be like it'll stop you from getting like bumps and scrapes and bruises.
Yeah.
all right.
Plus
So
you
you
look
tie
hot.
you tie Buzzy up in this hot looking rope armor that you then secure to Reshot's hook. Yeah.
This is going to be
Okay.
very easy to extricate myself from, I am sure.
Do we explain to the kids what shibari is?
you've used up most of my boat.
It's like a outfit made out of rope. all
Right, that's
She's-
it, yeah.
she's got an outfit made out of rope. It's a
Just an
secure
outfit.
harness sort of outfit made out of rope. You're perfectly fine. The fan drawings of this episode will be great. All right. Irma, chucking a wheelbarrow.
I'm a wheelbarrow chucker.
So
Wheelbarrows.
probably Bash.
Bash.
How many wheelbarrows could Irma chuck?
If an Irma could chuck.
Chuck
But Irma could
wheelbarrow.
chuck wheelbarrows.
Honestly, I'll be happy with 1, but I'm really shooting for 10.
So 1 for the test plus your bash. Your profession does not apply unless you are hoping to destroy the wheelbarrow in the process.
She's emotionally attached to it.
And physically.
And physically. All right. What you got? A 6, a 2, a 7, and what's that on the end? It looks like a joker because it's a star. All right, big damn success. You
don't get anything for them all being clubs?
No.
Okay, I'll still take that big jam success. Chuck it.
Yeah, you succeed.
And it lands, and it rolls, and it does that J turn into place. And it was so good that it took everyone else with it. Okay, I thought I would throw that out there on the possibility that it might work.
I mean,
Took out a guard?
There's no guards yet.
perhaps it took Buzzy, seeing as the rope might have been actually tied to the wheelbarrow instead of.
I was thinking that. That's what and then I went ahead and I was like, well, it's going to take Buzzy. It's going to take everybody.
So this is what I give you because it's a big damn success on throwing something. One, you do get a squid, so mark a squib. You do get that back. So I will say that you managed to snag Reshot's hook. All right, which carries Reshot and Buzzy. Reshot's gonna have to make a test to hold on.
Okay.
But Buzzy is going. The hook is snagged. Buzzy is going. Reshot's gonna make a test to hang on, and then Barnacle's going to test to snag it. All right.
I think I blew my success. I still have to get on the train after all of this. I'd be
Yes,
like,
you do. Well, okay, I'll change it. If you would rather it be that, you can throw the cart and you hang on to the cart and it carries you with it.
How the hell?
I'd like that. Let's do that instead.
It's like shot put and not letting go. So you
I
just sort
forgot
of
to
go.
let go.
Just
All right.
spin around and then like the hammer toss and then just.
That's it. The hammer time.
And then you just go with it. Yes. All right.
Whoa.
So Irma and Squidge are on the train. All right. Barnacle, you're going to try and fish for it. So we'll do your test here. That's Tinker.
Good.
+1 for your profession for fisherman.
Yep.
+1 for the test.
That's it, eh? All right.
Yep.
We'll just see what happens. What do I got?
You got an 8, a 10, and a jack.
What do you got?
Ooh.
I got an 8.
So a 10 beats it, but I'm going to discard the jack because I don't want to screw up everybody else and draw a 3. So
There you go.
Perfect. And you
All
don't
right.
get anything for them all being hearts. It's not any kind of flush.
No, flush does not work in this mechanic because there are times that you could just draw 2 cards, and with 2 or 3 cards, it's incredibly easy for them to match suits.
yeah.
So no, it starts at pair, and then everything else is 3 or more cards. So 3 cards in a sequence.
So I hook the
or-
train and surfing behind it. Now, do I have to make another test to reel in or
No. No. You don't have to test that. That's part of hooking the train. So you're surfing behind it and slowly reeling yourself in, or quickly reeling yourself in. So I think it's just Reshot and Buzzy. And since Reshot is carrying you as he hooks the train, Buzzy, if you want to give him teamwork on this, you can. Now remember that teamwork for goblins has a high risk of just being disastrous. Goblins aren't known for really coordinating and working together.
All right. So what am I? I'm rolling. I'm using Scram to.
I
Scrabble.
think Scram can do this.
I'm gonna-
to Scrabble on.
I give as much lead rope as available to Buzzy, and because you used half of the rope, but that's all right. I saw this in a cartoon once, and I run. I try to clamber up the side of the stone wall and bounce over to the train, hooking the hook onto whatever convenient piece of metal happens to be there, and I'll crash land on the train, and Shabuzzy over there can.
All right.
Glide in.
So before you draw your cards, Buzzy, are you helping him in this?
I don't know if I can.
Well,
Yeah,
being
you can.
anything other than dead weight would help him. So if you're running along as well
Oh,
and
okay,
jumping
yeah.
when he
I was like, I don't know how. I'm just hanging on.
She's like, huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I will not. I won't be dead weight. I'm going to hold on.
right.
And as much as I can help him, I can. I'm just not sure what I can do.
I mean, that helps. If you're running and then jumping at the same time when he throws the thing. And yeah, so you will add 1 card as teamwork. Reshot, we're doing Scram on this.
Right, so I got Scram.
2 for Scram. I think sort of this whole like parkour dangerous thing. I'm going to let you add your profession here to it.
Parkour.
This
And
feels
if
like
he's tied up in a shibari thing. Do I get my creeper?
no, but I am going to give you a +1 for that because she is, and it's not because you're a creeper. It's because Squidge did such a good job tying her up.
And
So plus,
I'm a creeper.
and also you're a creeper. So yeah, the name of that calling used to be Lone Walker, and people felt that was too cinematic, too powerful. Lone Walker. Yeah, the monster out in the woods in the darkness. Nope, it is now Creeper. Creeper fits so much better with what it actually is. So
I love Creeper.
yeah, Creeper is what it is. So all right, you're doing
5
Scram.
cards on
5
this.
cards.
Let's
All
see
right.
how much damage I can do.
And 1 from Buzzy. So Buzzy, go ahead and flash your 1 card up there. It's an ace.
Look at that.
All right, well, we got 8,
An 8.
Ah,
7. A 3.
10,
A 10.
9.
So you have a 7,
Oh.
8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I do.
11.
11.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That beats a pair of 4s.
Oh, whoa.
That's pretty spectacular. That
That
good.
is pretty spectacular. That is a nice run. Yes, with her teamwork. So it's not a big damn success, so you don't get a squib, but I'm going to let you describe this because that's a really nice hand. So,
All right. All right, so throw a bunch of lead rope to Buzzy. I start running. I hop up the side of the wall, and I leap, and I kind of like miss it as I go by, but then I hook that hook on to the back. It spins around, rolling up some of that rope as Buzzy runs, and then just gets yoinked off the ground, and I crash land onto the outside of the carriage there.
all right. So you all have gotten on the train. So you've done step 1, escape the city. Step 2, get on the train. Step 3, rescue the kids. Right. Step 3
But
is
step 4, explosions.
explosion. So you did it. Okay. So this train is chugging along, but even though there was an avalanche, whoever's in charge of this train has a mission, and that is get this train to the mine. All right. And the train can go through an avalanche. No big deal. Now, they don't know that you've blown up the track ahead of them. All right. So the train is not slowing down any more than it has to just because of gravity. The train is moving on. You all are all aware enough to know what will happen if the train continues at this pace to the point where the track no longer exists because it's all mangled. There's going to be a train wreck, right? At some point, this train is derailing. Okay. So you all managed to, Irma and Squidge are in the coal car. The rest of you, I think, are 1 car back. So in the first passenger car, you're on the outside of that passenger car. To get inside, you hear the faint strains of a song being sung several cars back as the wind rushes past you and the whistle of the train goes off. You hear something about hot chocolate back in the back of the train. Yes, Irma.
Can I uncouple the coal car from the passenger car?
That is something that you could attempt to do. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And we'll go back down the mountain event.
We're still basically at
So-
the bottom of the mountain, more or less, right? So it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, you're going up.
Yeah.
So
about.
So it'll just slide back down.
Then
I
It'll
tell
just slide back
Squidge, and because you're the only one near me, what I'm about to do. Would that be a good idea, you think?
What?
Disconnecting coal car from passenger car so that engine and coal car goes ahead and we get more time with the passengers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Right?
I do that.
Because that's all we need, right? And then whoever is on the engine can't come and stop us.
Exactly.
Not that they would, though. I guess they'd probably be driving the train. But yeah, no, do it.
Okay. What do I need to do to make that happen?
Well, you tell me how you're going to make that happen. Are you just jumping down and strong arming the connection apart? Are you sticking a stick of dynamite in it or blowing it? Are you screaming at it? I mean,
I like to stick dynamite in there and blow it up.
all right. Okay, this is your action. You're going to jump down, stick a stick of dynamite in there, and blow it up.
Squidge, you might want to be on the other one.
Yeah, so I think that's going to take you 2 rounds to do, Irma.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to make you test for the jumping down. That's just gravity. So your first action is jumping down off of the coal car to the connection. And your second action will be shoving the dynamite in, lighting it. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not going to make you test for that either. I'm going to make you test to get the hell out of the way.
Okay.
Once it booms. Okay.
Is that a
So
scram?
that would be scram, more than likely. Or you could just take it and it's bash. You just try to soak the explosion.
I mean, don't I do the rock thing? And
You can
immersion in fire is my vice.
as your vice. So yeah, you're probably going to be doing bash when it comes to you. But that means everybody else gets 1 action before the explosion goes off. All
Go
right?
through them.
Yeah. So Squidge, if her explosion goes off and you're still on the coal car, you will head off with the coal car.
I don't want that.
Right.
So I'm going to jump onto the right part of the train.
Okay. You're going to jump.
Yeah.
All right. So that's probably scram. It could be bash. It's a pretty direct way of getting from one coal car to the other.
Doesn't really matter.
Neither one works for you. Okay. All right. So that +1 for your test.
Oh, I only have one.
You only have 1 card left in your deck?
No, I only have 1 card for the test. I don't have anything in bash or scram.
Okay. So 1 card for the test versus whatever I've got. My deck needs to be reshuffled, so I only get to draw 2 cards. So you gotta beat a 4, which you did not do. So you can spend a squib to draw a card, or you can just toss that one and risk injury.
I'm gonna risk injury and spend a squib.
Okay. A 4. 4.
That's
All right.
girl.
Pair of 4. So you do it. You jump. And that was a pretty tense moment. So you jump and you just grab onto it, hanging onto it. But you're not going to have to test to drop back down from it. It was a little touch and go there in the middle of the air, but you have made it. I am reshuffling my deck. Does anyone in the train car want to do something before Irma blows it up?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Reshuffle. What are you doing?
There, and now I'm on the outside of that little area where you stand on. So there's a door in front of me.
Or behind you, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is it? Can I would like to sneak into there.
Okay.
So I'm using my creeper. What is that?
Scram.
Scram.
But I'm not going to even make you test because there's nobody in that car.
Oh, there's nobody in the
It's
car.
dark. There's nobody in that car.
All right. Well, I still silently go in.
Silently do it. Yeah. I mean, you
Open
could
the door.
do it screaming and nobody's going to hear you.
if I realize that there's nobody in this car, I'm going to leave the door open and kind of wave everybody behind me, and I will enter into the car as far as possible. I don't really know there's any dynamite going on, so
Right. Right. Okay. All right. So you open the door and creep inside. Buzzy?
I'm gonna follow
Okay.
because I assume I got thrown in the same
Yes.
general
Yes.
area.
And as far as I'm aware, you are still tied to his hook. Okay.
Yes. Or I'm tied.
No,
am I tied to the
the hook.
cart or to the train?
which you can
to
hang
the
on
hook.
to.
All right.
Oh, so you just give her so she's holding the hook that
Yeah.
she's tied onto. That makes a lot of sense. All right.
And I'll take my
Ah.
poker.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
This
Okay.
this doesn't look weird at all.
Barnacle, you've wheeled yourself up to the
So
outside of the train car.
Should I feel like I should be on the back of the train if I caught
Yeah.
it, and then I'm probably on the caboose.
If you want to be on the caboose, that's fine.
I mean, it just seems like that would, because I was reeling myself up from the back of the train. So
Yeah. I think in my head you could like catch the back of any of these train cars and sort of wheel yourself up beside it.
Oh, I
as
was
it's
thinking
going.
riding on the rail, you know.
But that works. That works. So you're way in the back on the caboose, coming at it from another end.
So I hear the singing up in front of me. I would hear the singing up. Is it
Correct.
just one car up from the caboose?
There's
or?
the caboose, there's a dark car, and then it's basically the car in the middle of the train.
Okay.
So I don't remember how many train cars I said before. I'm going to simplify it. There's a caboose, there's a dark train, there's a train with kids in it, there's a dark train car which now has Reshot and Buzzy in it, there's a coal car and an engine. And the coal car and the engine are about to go away. So the car with kids in it is sandwiched, which you assume has kids in it, is sandwiched between two cars that the lights are out.
I will try to. I have no idea also that there's about to be an explosion. So,
Right.
So I'm trying to make my way quietly past the dark car. If it has windows, I want to peer in at some point and see if there's anything, if there's anyone in there, any guards.
On the outside of the train?
I probably shouldn't do that.
Like I'm just trying to wrap my head around what you're doing. Are you like creeping, holding onto the
Well, what
outside?
kind of are there railings? Like some trains have like like outside rails kind of thing.
I think this one has where you go up on the top. And
Okay.
There's this old homeless guy making soup out of his socks. Up
All
there,
right.
but you don't see that.
I try and, well, in that case, I go, I guess I'd have to go into the caboose actually. So yeah, I'll go into the caboose and see if there's anybody in there. If there's a door in the back, I look through the window or whatever.
Right, there's a door in the back of the caboose.
Yeah, I peer in. That's what I do.
All right, okay, I'm with you now. Yeah, all right, there's nobody in the caboose
Okay.
that you see, but you do see that in the caboose there are shackles and mining equipment and boxes, and I mean it's like supplies. It's like
Right.
mining supplies, except for the shackles. So it's like prisoner supplies mixed with mining supplies.
Okay.
Child slave stuff.
Yeah,
Can I
Slave
go in
stuff.
as well, or
Yeah, you can go in
okay,
there.
Okay, so I go. Yeah, I go in, and as I'm making my way through, start grabbing a few things, like shackles and a pickaxe or something.
All right, you grab shackles and a pickaxe. Irma, it's gonna go boom.
But just before it does, we should do confessions.
Confessions. Yes, right before it goes boom. Yeah, I love it.
This wheelbarrow is one of the sweetest things I think I've ever gotten my grubby little paws on. It has served us so well. I'm going to decorate it and add some more parts and hug it and squeeze it and hang it on my wall and maybe do some more rope work on it so that it looks real sexy. Yeah, I'm into this wheelbarrow. Sexy wheelbarrow.
With all this rope around me, I feel like a wheelbarrow. Feels really good. But something just occurred to me. We destroyed the tracks, So we know the train is going to stop, but then we hopped on the train. I don't know if that was the best way to do things.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to blowing this thing up again. Okay, more, boom, big bada boom. Okay, maybe I could blow each car up separately. Okay, what other cars can I blow up? I wonder if there's extra dynamite on the train. I wonder if I can blow that up. What else can I blow up? I'm really looking forward to this.
Things are going very well for us so far, which means things are going to go very poorly very soon. I expect that explosion is going to, wreak some havoc. We'll see what happens.
I'm getting really creeped out about this train. I mean, the thing is there's nobody in here. Where did they go? Did they already eat them? Wait, no, they're supposed to be mining. Okay. Someone who has eaten the children? That's what I want to know. Now I'm getting creeped out here. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna find out.
I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's having fun, and that is the point of any role-playing game.
Goblonia, the role-playing game, does not use any dice at all. Instead, it uses a regular deck of playing cards. Everybody playing the game is going to need their own deck to play. The face cards represent the fair folk, and these cards do bad things when you play them. The jokers represent the goblins. That one does good things when you play it. The cards in Goblonia play a lot like poker. Pair of twos. Pair of eights beats a pair of twos, so this hand would fail. But how do you know how many cards to draw? That's where a character's stats come in. Every character has a profession and 6 paths, with ranks in them: bash, figure, finagle, scram, tinker, or wheedle. Buzzy is a cook, skilled at tinker. So for her action, she's going to try and make a fancy cake. For every test, you always draw 1 card, 1 because her profession applies, and 2 more for her tinker. The weaver almost always draws 3 cards. However, on a test, a player can risk an injury and throw out as many cards as they don't want and replace those with new cards. Buzzy's going to risk an injury, toss out that 4 and that 2, and draw 2 new cards to replace them. Now she has it. A pair of 9s beats a pair of 5s. Buzzy would succeed in her test. Every character also has the ability to spend squibs, little bits of goblin magic. Spend 1, you draw 1 more card. That's the basic mechanics for Goblonia. Enjoy the show.
More explosions, please.
More explosions, please. This is the Please Don't Sue Us Holiday Extremaganza Supreme, the Michael Bay version.
We are gonna walk away. There's gonna be explosions and a wheelbarrow. We're just gonna be walking away beside the wheelbarrow as the wheelbarrow walks away as well.
Yes,
You look cool.
with the theme song.
I'm calling it. I'm putting money on it. Right?
It's gonna get legs. Yeah.
So now that I just mentioned theme song, and I realized, Reshot, I believe you've taken 3 injuries at this point.
I have taken just two.
Just 2. Okay, good. So you're not in super danger.
Not in
Once
major.
you get that 3, you're at a -1 to all your card draws. So once you get that 3, you probably want to consider healing, or healing now before you get that.
I mean, I am
Third one.
totally right now in the dark room, sneaking forward, going dun 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 dun.
I mean, so that totally counts as indulging your vice right there.
Okay.
So in order to heal in this game, goblins indulge their vice, which is sort of an emotional, psychological connection to an unhealthy habit that they have. It's part of what makes up their personality. And to actually heal, you have to totally give yourself over into that. You have to totally indulge yourself in that. So we do a quick test to see whether you're able to kind of reach that zone of indulgence.
I'm totally like hopping on the chairs and like, you know, like I'll totally like for no reason leap up and grab the bar that's up top and like I'm hiding. And then like
Yes.
In the shape of a lamp.
There's nobody in the room except for Buzzy. So I'm just
Yes.
I draw a card.
Draw 3 cards.
All right.
10 of hearts versus 10 of clubs. Hearts actually beats clubs.
Ah.
Because
You've
it's
got
in
the heart.
reverse alphabetical order. You've got the heart. Hearts beats clubs. Reverse alphabetical order. You have that king. You can't take a risk here, so that king's going to happen. But
All
you
right.
do indulge in your vice of singing theme songs, making up your own theme song. So you will mark off, you will erase the lowest injury on your track.
All right. I have 2 minors, so now I am down to 1 minor.
1 minor, okay? And I bong that crisis clock. Bong. It is now
I
at
also
4
have-
o'clock.
2 injuries, so I might want to indulge in my vice as well.
You might want to indulge in your vice as well. Yes.
Okay.
So what is your vice?
I have to have a conversation with one of my boogers.
Okay.
All
You
right.
should have put that in confessionals.
I know. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me find a good one. Okay.
Oh, that was
Oh,
in there.
hello there. Oh, you're a sweet one. You've even got a little bit of hair. That's cute. Okay. Now, it's good to see you again. It's been a minute. I know. I'm sorry. I should keep in touch more. I'll email you next time. But here's what we're going to do. I would like to introduce you to our new member of the family, Booger. This is Wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow, this is Booger. You guys are going to be such good friends. We're going to have real good home time. I'm going to make cookies and tea, and we're just going to enjoy ourselves as soon as we finish rescuing these children. Okay, thanks.
All right. Draw 3 cards.
I was really hoping the booger would end up on the wheelbarrow. Woo.
Ooh.
Pair of nines.
Ooh, that
All right.
doesn't work.
That does not
I
work.
ate
So what that
booger for
means?
nothing. What?
Well, no, what that means is on your next round, you can continue to indulge and you'll draw again to see if you've healed. All right. Or you can just abandon your efforts, like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it with this booger and move on. But you do not heal.
Okay.
Is there anybody else that feels the need to heal, to indulge their vice? No, everybody else is kind of good. Okay.
I'm still going to indulge in my vice, but not for healing purposes.
Okay. All right. So here goes the train going boom. You do not have to test, even on a moving train, to light a stick of dynamite in the latch to blow everything up. You are going to have to test to not get blown up yourself.
What? Okay. So what am I doing here?
I think you said you're just gonna like take the explosion and the fire rushing around you. Just stand there and take it. So bash.
I mean, seeing how fire is my vice.
Yeah.
That's what I was just saying.
Yep.
Violent and militionist. I'm gonna say my
That
career.
applies. Yep. So bash +1/+1.
I have one job on this ship. And it is blowing things up with a lot of face cards.
And a lot of face cards. So you have to beat an ace.
Oh.
With 8 high. Aces and 8.
I'm gonna ditch these bad boys.
Okay, the king and the queen. Risking an injury here in this explosion.
Taking 2 cards. Okay, that's better. Let me see here.
Pair of nines. Pair of nines beats an ace. All right. So this explosion goes off. It knocks you backwards into the train car that you wanted to be in, the one that Reshot is sneaking through, and Squidge is standing there talking to her nasal excretions. Boom. I mean, fire all around you, and probably there's a boom, but there's also this sort of metallic, like crunching, squeaking, squealing noise. And for a moment, actually, that's pretty violent. So the train is moving forward, and the explosion is going to suddenly toss it back a step. So the whole car rocks, right? Everybody's rocking around, and the coal car and the engine keep on going up the hill. Now, from what I understand about coal, whether this is true or not in this fantasy world, it is. Coal is highly flammable, and you just set off an explosion next to a big old pile of coal. So the coal car is on fire as it continues on up the hill. All right. And your cars shook violently and now start to roll backwards down the hill. Slowly at first. Yes, Irma.
Did Squidge get her cart off of the coal pile?
Yeah, I did. I threw it before I jumped.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna put another check mark by blow up train.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying
Yes.
to I told you 10 explosions are better than one.
All right. So, like I said, the train car that you all are on is basically empty. So, what's inside this train car is a bunch of old broken crap, like toys and crap. Yeah, I mean, it's junk. It's a junk car that Reshot is
Not to Squidge.
Well, not to Squidge. It's still a junk cart to Squidge, but it's useful junk to Squidge. Does anybody want to do anything in this car, or are we all essentially moving towards the end of this adventure? The kids in the middle. Yes, Irma.
What are we going to do to get the kids? They're probably
I don't
guarded.
know. That's what we're going to find out.
That's what I'm asking the rest of the party. Okay, we're on the train. What's the next step?
We just grab them and throw them off, right?
I've got a net.
And then they
We can
bounce.
put them in, some of them.
Do we lure them with candy?
I have snails.
I've got a bunch of cayenne pepper.
That's like candy.
Snails.
We could grab a bunch of these broken toys, and maybe from a distance we could lure them with broken toys, and they wouldn't know they're broken.
Wait,
And
I
then
can use my jinx to make some candy.
Candy toys. Who doesn't
Yeah.
love candy toys?
Yeah.
2 great tastes, 1 candy bar.
Can we also peek in to see what we're facing as far as guarding the kids goes?
Good idea. Good idea.
Yes. So, at the because the next car from where you all are, Barnacle, you still have an empty dark car between the caboose and where the kids are. But the car behind the rest of the group has the kids in it. Okay, and it has a conductor. All right, there is a fair folk, an elf, a fairy, in a sort of conductor's. It's a very official looking uniform. All right, he's in this. He's fancily dressed, sort of like part train conductor, part butler, part I have a whip and I'm going to beat you with it if you step out of line. All right.
I am actually going to. I have a sack, and I am going to fill it up with broken toys. I mean, it also has some of my cheese and some other things in it, but I'll just so that I've got a sack full of toys.
Yes. So yeah, there's this very headmaster-ish looking, disapproving fair folk standing just sort of at the back of the car with his arms crossed, watching these kids who have been all served big old mugs of hot chocolate. All right. And these kids, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 9 kids there. All right. And they're lounged in various poses, just like sprawled out on the seats, drinking their hot chocolate. One of them's got a switchblade and he's sort of carving up the back of the seat in front of them. These are bad kids. All right. And I mean,
but good
goblins.
goblins.
They're goblins. Like, they're good goblins, right? You look at them, and these are some cynical, rough kids. They're not the cute, annoying kids that you see in the movie. These are the ones that they were on the other part of the train. They failed to impress Santa Claus. All right.
We don't need toys and candy to lure these kids. We need pornos.
So, I mean, they are all.
May I offer you some shibari?
Do you want me to take that off of you now, or are you digging
No.
No.
it? Okay.
I'm never taking this off.
All right. So that's what you see.
It's like a hug that never stops.
Aww.
So wait, there's one guy or two?
There's one guy. I mean, granted, he's only guarding a bunch of delinquent kids, but toe to toe, like if you were to face off with this guy in direct combat, he would kick your ass because he is a fair folk and they have magic and they have skills and they are trained. So it's essentially you're facing off against Chuck Norris.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
Did
Vin
we
Diesel,
see
so
that-
it's-
Did we see Barnacle get on the back of the train? Do we know that he's at least on the train?
You don't know it for sure, but you saw him like
Do his
fucking-
maneuver.
It all happened pretty fast.
Right.
So actually, who's the guy? Tim Gunn. Tim Gunn. That's who this guy looks like.
I don't know who that is.
He's
The
the
fashion-
fashion designer.
Yeah.
He was on the
Look at me. Would I know who that is?
Would Irma know who that is? No.
No, Bab.
Yeah, Mav, you should know who Tim Gunn is.
I'm a hobo.
I didn't know you were so up in the fashion world, Robert.
Yeah. So mix him with Vin Diesel.
There you go.
I'm
There you go.
trying to do this and
So-
failing.
What's the plan? Because my plan is sneak up behind him and poke him in the butt with my fire poker, and maybe hit him with a bag of toys. That's my plan.
That is not going to work. I think we should lure him away, but then again, that is not my area of expertise.
I've got a couple of potions we could use on him that could help buy us some time.
Let's do it.
That all sounds better than my plan.
Well, and where he is, he's facing you all. The only one coming up behind him is Barnacle.
Okay. Well, if we assume that Barnacle is going to make it, then maybe we're the diversion, and then Barnacle can take my poker and stick him in the butt. No, wait. That won't
You
work.
have the poker.
So while you all are thinking, Barnacle, the next train car up is full of kennels, like dog cages.
Oh,
Is there anyone in them?
There
Or anything?
are dogs in them.
Christmas dogs?
Not
Okay.
not like nice little poodle dogs. These are fair folk hounds.
Is it like okay? Question here. Do I know? Will they attack anyone, or will they not attack a fair folk?
They would not attack a fair folk.
Not helpful.
No. So, and they're also all in their kennels. So you could slip through here. They're probably going to bark if you're not super sneaky or bribe them somehow. But these are the hounds that would be sent out on the wild hunt. These are the hounds that if any of these kids escape would be sent after them.
Well, I have snacks,
There you go.
which are probably, well, I said before, dried rotten fish, fermented oysters, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I will try to go in quietly to not cause them to start right away, and then start tossing them snacks as I go through the train to distract them.
Sure.
I will
Sure.
wheedle them.
Yeah, I'll actually let you use Weedle on this.
I mean,
You're trying to bribe the hounds.
Exactly.
We could also go with Finagle because you're sort of baiting them, but I'll go with Weedle. You're trying to bribe the hounds that you're their friend and really eat the damn fish and don't bark.
Right. Yep, that's it. Here's fish.
So, Weedle, since you're specifically using dried fish, I'm going to give you the bonus for your profession.
Okay.
So, Weedle +1 for the test.
It's 4 cards. What do we got? I don't know what I got. There we go. Ooh, not so good. Okay.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Pair of 5s.
These 2 go away. Now,
Right,
if I
risking an
want to
injury?
add, which means I get bit. If I want to add, 1 more, I can spend a squib, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So I get to draw 3 more cards. Like, go ahead and keep those 2. Well, wait, you have a pair of 5s.
I have a pair of 5s.
Toss the. Oh no, an 8 would beat it. So even if I get a pair of 5s, okay. So I'll keep that. So I get to draw 3 more cards because I spent a squib.
Okay.
Which gives me a pair of 5s, 8 high.
Booyah!
All right. barely, but you do it. You are throwing fish to these dogs, and a couple of them, they perk up and they start to growl.
Mm-hmm.
But they see their mates devouring these fish, and I don't. I mean, my dogs, if one of them has got a treat, the other ones want a treat as well. So as soon as you throw it to them, they're snapping it up, and then you just
there you go. Here you go. You.
right on through. Okay, so what are the rest of you all doing? Reshot, you grabbed up the bag.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have a pet rock,
Uh-huh.
and my pet rock can eat human-sized stuff.
Yep.
What would happen if my rock ate a fair folk?
It would eat the fair folk.
Okay, so hey guys, I got an idea. Okay, we open the door and I roll the rock, my little sweet pebble, my poor pebble. You're a very good rock. At the fair folk, and it will eat him. What do you think?
That beats my plan.
I have an idea to help with that. So I don't know if the fair folk has like some kind of ability to like throw a spell or something and prevent the rock from getting to him before he can eat him. So I one of the potions that I have is an icky sticky. And so if I can get to him, I can make his hands stick to the wall or to themselves or to his thighs or something so that he can't stop the rock from eating him.
I like
I
it.
have
Okay.
to get to him. Can I climb over the top of the train and come up behind him?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you could open the door and chuck it at him, but yeah, climbing over the train, jumping in behind him, and pouring it on him. That's
So we'd run into each other then.
you would run into each other at the back of between the 2 trains. So it's your call, Squidge.
Yeah, I want to try and do that. That way, it's less likely that he can dodge it or it doesn't actually get where we want it to get, or it sticks a kid to another kid or something.
All right. So scaling over the top of the train quietly, nobody knowing you're there, would probably be Scram.
Okay.
Okay.
So you do that, and then we're gonna maybe Buzzy and me and Irma can we'll give you like 30 seconds, and then we'll bust in, and then when he's like, oh, what the heck, and then you splat, and then Irma, Chuck, and then I can poke him in the butt with my fire.
So it also sounds like you all are doing teamwork then to help with this distraction.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll distract first. Squidge. Chuck
Yes.
Rock.
All right. So Squidge is going to make the test. Buzzy and Reshot, you can add a card to that if you want by flashing up a card.
I will.
Irma, if you're going to chuck your rock, that's going to be your action.
I would like to hold my action to chuck the rock. I'd like my action to be chucking rock. Poor
Right.
Pebble. Poor Pebble.
Is my action climbing over the train and then on the next round I can use the potion? Is that what's happening?
Yes. So, you're climbing over the train without being seen. essentially, without being noticed. So they're causing a distraction. All right. If you drop down behind this guy, you don't have to test to use the potion. All right.
Okay.
It's yes.
If I use silent steps, does that give me an extra card or something?
If you use silent steps, we don't even have to test because nobody's going to see you going. Nobody's going to hear you. You're going to make no noise whatsoever. Even if you fell off the train and screamed as you rolled, nobody's going to hear you. So.
Okay, I will use a squib to use silent steps.
Yep. So if we had more time, I would probably make you test to make sure you don't fall off the top of the train. But since we're approaching the end, the climax here, we're just going through it. You spend your squib, and Sneaky Squidge is stomping across the top of the train, and nobody hears a damn thing.
I'm playing a trumpet.
Dragging a wheelbarrow behind her.
Yeah, it's coming with me.
All right.
As a shield. Like
Buzzy, Reshot, you all fling open the door.
Sure. And yell, Merry Christmas!
Yay! Presents for everyone! And I just start throwing cayenne pepper.
And broken toys.
Yep. Barnacle, is there anything you're doing?
I didn't. Well, I don't. Did Squidge get down the other side then?
Squidge drops down to the other side. These two are in the train car, throwing broken toys and cayenne pepper, saying "Merry Christmas." The porter, the guy in charge here, the high folk, has pulled up a crossbow, a fancy silver gilded crossbow. All right, and he's about ready to just boom right through whoever's in the front.
I'm just going to sort of hold for a minute, and as soon as everything breaks loose, I'm going to run in and start scooping children and trying to get them into my net.
Okay. All right.
And I will use Weedle. I mean, not Weedle. I'm going to use Cross My Heart and say, you went to the first one anyway to try to get them going. You can trust me. It's safe. Get in my net.
All right. So I think this is the sequence of events because everybody here has had an action except Irma's holding to throw the rock. Are you throwing the rock now or are you waiting till he's glued?
I'm going to throw the rock now.
Okay. So you're throwing the rock now. So it's going to roll down
baby. Mwah. Do it right for mama, okay? Here you go.
All right. This is the sequence of events. The rock is going to go down. He's going to fire off his crossbow. All right. Squidge will then get to throw her potion after his action, at which point the rock will reach him and possibly eat him if Squidge managed to freeze him in place. All right. So which one of you suckers was in the front?
I guess it was me.
Okay. All right. So he is firing a crossbow at you.
I yell, I'm Luke Skywalker and I'm here to rescue you.
I was just thinking that.
That's brilliant.
I yell, it was in conversation anyway.
What do you do to not get shot?
I'm going to throw my bag of toys at him.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? And I'm actually going to throw, because I'm just chucking bags of toys out of the bag, and then when I get that X-Wing fighter, I'm going to try to basically connect with the crossbow bolt.
All right. So this feels like a finagle sort of move.
All right. I'll get finagle.
Right.
Let's see. Oh,
I'm going to give you a. Go ahead.
So this X-Wing fighter has one of those little cockpit things with the little shoots the little missiles on the side thing, even though those aren't actually missiles. Anyway, but I am of the locksmith faction, and my faction ability is to jinx locksmiths. Locksmith jinx. Let's see, and I can. but it's with touch. I was hoping that I could maybe chuck the X-Wing and actually jam the crossbow using my locksmithing, but Maybe if I get a Joker.
If you get a big damn success and spend a squib, yes, I will let you do that.
I will spend my last squib.
Well,
I gotta get the Joker first. Huh?
You gotta get the Joker first.
Right,
so hold that squib.
Eagle, one.
Probably gonna need
it. I guess I don't really have anything else, do I? Just two.
Is your Tinker better?
Tinker's a 1 as well.
Okay, all right.
But my Scram is 2.
Well, you're not trying to get out of the way of this.
No,
thing.
not really.
So.
All right. Oh Jesus.
So one for the test. All right. Versus a pair of aces.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen. I'm thinking.
Discard anyway. Just risk it because
This card
you gotta
doesn't
get rid
have
of
a
that.
already on his
Santa.
Anyway. And how about a TikTok?
King and an 8. All right. So you take an injury.
Oh yeah.
As you are shot by a crossbow bolt. We bong the clock. Bong. It has just struck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Describe what happens here. Are you shot?
Well,
Not what you wanted.
Oh yeah. I chucked that X-Wing fighter, and I'm like, get it, and it doesn't even go near him. It just, and I'm like, oh, and there's that moment where I really just stand still, going, oh, and then he just shoots me.
Yeah,
because I didn't even duck. I just stood there. Like,
you just stood there.
Because I had this really epic moment in my head, and then like.
All right.
And then just I fly backwards, taking a crossbow bolt. Ouch.
Yes. So I believe it is.
Broken toys go everywhere.
Broken toys everywhere. And yeah,
Oh.
you're flying backwards. There's this spurt of blood which comes out.
Spurt of broken toys.
Yes. All right. Squidge, you're dumping your potion on him, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna dump it onto his hands and the crossbow so that the crossbow will not be able to fire again. He won't even be able to reload it. He won't be able to do anything with his hands because he's just gonna have this like crossbow hands situation.
All right. I'm not gonna make you test for that because he doesn't know you're there. You're behind him. Normally, I'd say that might be
crossbow hands.
do what?
We're crawling across my hands.
So yeah, you pour your what is this potion called?
Icky sticky.
Icky sticky all over him and the crossbow, and it looks like just this green snot oozing all over him, and he's stuck to the crossbow.
My favorite part about having alchemy is naming the potions.
That's a good name. I'm not
That's
going
a
to
great
lie.
name. It's a great name. All right. You didn't get to use your double dragon potion so far.
I have it though. I
I
have no
figured you
dragon,
did.
the other one I have. We can
You
still give
did.
it to him. He can't not take
All right.
it because his hands are.
There you go. All right, Barnacle, sweeping through, and you're getting that first kid to jump in your net.
Yeah, and hoping that the rest will follow.
So there's a problem. When you
Okay.
reach the kids,
Okay.
they are passed out.
Then I start scooping them into my net.
Scooping them into your net. Yep. So that's what happened at 5 o'clock on the clock. Their poisoned hot chocolate kicks in.
Oh no.
They go to sleep. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to deal with a train car full of bratty kids on this whole ride up the mountain. So, yeah, so they are all drugged, passed out asleep. But Barnacle's scooping them in the net. Buzzy, you have anything you want to do before?
Yeah,
Irma
did I
gets
did I make it into the room past the arrow shooting person?
past? You have not gotten behind him. if
Yeah,
that's
we're on
what
one
you're
side.
asking.
He's on the other.
He's on
Yeah,
the other
well,
side
I'm
of the train.
But I'm in the room with the kids.
Correct. Yes.
Great. Are there windows?
Yes. Yeah, there's windows.
Great. I'm just gonna start chucking kids out the window. The train's
right.
moving slow. They bounce.
It is. It's moving slow and it's rolling backwards, and kids bounce. Maybe not at this age, but yeah, I mean, babies, if you
They're
drop them
very
off the counter,
relaxed.
they are.
They're
They
just
are.
gonna-
Yeah, they're kind of lanky, so it's going to take you some time to throw each kid out. Reshot just got shot. We should really just have him shot twice to fit the name. But all right, Irma, the
Okay,
rock.
Pepper.
Just
I
describe.
burned the scrib to make
Yep.
this because this is the thing that the thing can do.
Yep.
So, for those of you who weren't here last game or showing up late, I am Irma Gert. I am a rock. I have a pet rock whose name is Pebble. Pebble has the ability, it's a jinx, unsavory appetite, can eat human-sized stuff. So, it burns the squib, and it just kind of rolled into the room, and then kind of ended up at the feet, and then kind of like, and then goes and starts eating the feet all the way up, and then gets to the top and is eating its way into midair, and then it falls down on the ground, and then it sits up and goes, and then
when it
starts looking at
burps,
other kids.
when it burps, the crossbow comes out
With his hands still attached to it?
with his hands still attached to it. Not the hands aren't attached to anything else. They're
Right.
just attached to the crossbow. Yes.
And
All right.
That's a good boy.
So-
Starts looking at the
We don't need to be in dramatic scene anymore because you all have eliminated the obstacle. Buzzy is chucking kids out the window. Barnacle is grabbing him up into his net. Reshot is getting up off the ground with a crossbow bolt sticking through him. Irma's there cheering on her rock. Well done. Squidge has just poured glue all over everybody. So I normally let the game end. Everybody gets one final wrap-up pose. You get to describe what you're doing here at the end of all of this, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll be done. There's no more tests for this game. So, Squidge, what happens here at the end of this?
I got a little bit of the icky sticky on my hand, so these two fingers are stuck together, but that's okay. I am going to just shovel some kids into the wheelbarrow and help everybody bring the children to the forest, I guess. I don't know what we're
All right.
doing with them afterwards, but we rescued them. Now they can live free and feral in the forest, right?
Yeah, once I chuck as many children as I can out the window, I will jump out the window myself and tuck and roll, because I don't want to be on the train when it hits that where we destroyed the track. Yeah, I'll walk around and see if I can wake any of the kids up. I could use a hand in my restaurant, so I'm definitely going to take a couple of them. If they want to learn how to cook real good, I am going to teach them.
I'm gonna just pull this crossbow bolt out of my chest, look around for my X-Wing fighter, which is now mine, and I'm gonna take it and plug the wound with the X-Wing. And then I guess I'll kind of help throw the kids out the window too. If that's what we're doing. Ow, you know what?
Net.
I'm going to take it easy. Ow. And I'm going to pick up that crossbow. Oh, yeah, and pick up that crossbow bolt. And hop off the train.
I'm trying to save as many kids as I can from getting thrown out the windows by scooping them into my net and trying to wave the net around, yelling, in the net, but they're not listening, so it doesn't matter. I get a few of them, scoop them up like a big Santa bag, and follow everybody else off the train.
Okay, once the train is empty, I am totally going to blow it up the rest of the way. Okay, I search the train, find the back car is full of mining equipment and explosives, and I will blow up the rest of the train. And something about the kids. They're fine. The end.
Yeah, so knowing what I know about Irma, I don't think she's actually going to blow up the train car full of dogs. Even though these are fairy dogs, that Irma has a soft spot for those animals as well. So kids go off one side, they let them off into the woods. Dogs go off the other side. I mean, they try to keep them separate. It's not going to work out in the end. But yeah, so this was the mission. Escape Goblonia. They did it. Get on the train. They did it. Rescue the kids. We're going to count that one. And make some explosions. That was 3 at least that I counted. So they did that too. Our wannabe heroes became heroes. They rescued the kids from the polar escapades. And they send these preteens, cynical, off into the woods. They can live Lord of the Flies like out there with their feral fairy dogs. And they trudge their way back to Goblonia because that's where they live. And I bet the cook gets a couple of apprentices, at least one good one. And Reshot gets his crossbow, his X-Wing fighter, and an extra pair of hands. Maybe he'll give those to the cook. And yeah, I mean, they did what goblins do. So if you want to play this game at your own table, check it out. www.wicked-clever.com. You can sign up there for our mailing list. You'll get a link to download the free playtest preview, full version of this game. It's just not the one ready for publication. Play it at your own table. Guys, you did great. So, yeah, well done.
You did so Pebble. Pebble was a big hero.
Big star.
That gaggle of feral children with fey dogs, I really want to see those come back as somebody's motley crew one day.
Yes. Yes.
Motley
Yes.
crew, the perk you can have is a pack of children, or I guess it can be goblins too. But
Goblin Children and the Feral Fey Dogs is like a great band name.
It is. It is. That's what we'll see coming from Buzzy next season.
Nice.
Really.
Well, this was a ton of fun, everybody, and I had a great time. This is Goblonia the game, and it will be coming out soon. There's going to be a Kickstarter. So
In March. A Kickstarter in March.
That's right. And so check that out as soon as it hits, because you're going to want to pick up a copy of this hilarious and great game.
Well, thanks for coming tonight, everybody. I do hope you've enjoyed Nat 21's Goblonia, Polar Expresscapades, mother flipping goblins on a mother flipping train, holiday extremaganza. I do hope you've enjoyed playing along with us. For more information about the game, you can go to the Nat 21 Patreon, and you can go to wicked-clever.com and download the beta test rules for the game of Goblonia. Check it out before anyone else on the planet does. Enjoy your night, everybody. Happy holidays.